Hello there, and welcome to the Bald and Bloviating podcast. I am your bald and bloviating host, Mookie Spitz, and my topic of bloviation today is an ode to my big fucking mouth. The price paid for having no filter is worth its weight in bold. Ours is a society devoid of nuance, balance, and common sense. We're either screaming at each other on social media or cowering in reality. We cut through the online noise with chest-pounding extremes, further raising the volume, while we marinate in our increasingly polarized tribal homes, not sure whether we hate ourselves or the opposition more. The negative feedback loop destroys discourse. Truth itself, now an illusion. Holding two ideas in one's head at the same time has become impossible. Empathy destroyed. Everyone is shouting. Nobody is listening. The most prosperous country scoring lowest in happiness. Americans are medicated, miserable, and mendacious, the world watching in perplexed wonder. The U.S. hallmarks of diversity and subtlety have paradoxically become inversely proportional, making us all equally stupid. Relentless individualism has mysteriously surrendered to an embrace of tyranny. Heartfelt humanism in parallel comically leaping to the defense of censorship. As our apps get personalized, our politics get monolithic. The culprit is honesty. Fed mostly bullshit, we now subsist on it, oozing back out of the same holes it rushed in. Its sidekick is cowardice, enabling us to anonymously froth at the mouth online, while in person we skulk in fear, terrified what our peers and those with power over us might think. That's created a split personality. Online asshole versus real world chicken shit. No wonder our culture has become schizophrenic, tiny gripes turning into epic traumas, existential concerns ignored, dismissed as propaganda, or deemed irrelevant. Our dueling personalities reinforce each other as the more disempowered we feel at home and work, the louder and more tribal we become sitting alone at our own devices or quivering in voting booths. Radical Candor to the rescue. The challenge while carrying strategy from business titan Ray Dalio and author Kim Scott. The goal is transparency of feelings and action through the lens of excellence and compassion. It battles the ubiquitous opposite, withholding feedback to avoid discomfort and conflict, resulting in suppression, paranoia, and miscommunication. The Cartesian is evident and interesting. Along the x-axis runs challenge people directly from negative to positive. Along the Y is care personally from negative to positive. In the upper left quadrant is ruinous empathy, where you don't challenge directly and yet you care. In the lower left is manipulative insincerity, where you do not challenge directly yet don't care personally. In the lower right, you are challenging directly, but you don't care, and that's obnoxious aggression. While the spirit of this concept of radical candor is in the upper right. You challenge people directly, yet you care about them personally. You are open, you are honest, you are immediate, spontaneous, and transparent. You challenge, but you care. Your goal is to enhance communication and not obfuscate it. Although focused on business management, the strategy and its techniques apply equally well to most relationships, their absence creating many of the problems continuing to plague ourselves and our country. Consider the matrix that I have just shared. Map the excesses of American woke progressive politics to the upper left quadrant, the ruinous empathy, epitomized by not challenging yet caring, and the anti-democratic chaos of MAGA to the lower right. That's the obnoxious aggression of direct challenges devoid of personal care. Manipulative insincerity is the worst of both, I'll argue, the perverse bedrock of our ends justify the means nation. And diametrically opposite to that, radical candor cuts the negative feedback loop of screams and silence by encouraging people to speak up with honesty and courage. Then shut up and listen. By caring personally and challenging directly, communication is again possible. Everything comes with a cost, of course, radical candor not coming cheap either. Our avoidant and passive-aggressive behaviors have developed as effective coping strategies, and changing these habits is hard. Even more damaging are the stories we've created to help us survive, better bond with our own tribe. Once essential, these vestigial fictions are destroying us from within. Social media has been likened to the town square, and same rules apply. That's categorically incorrect for the same reason Socrates distrusted writing. Honest and courageous discourse is only possible when you can see, touch, and smell your adversary to accurately appraise each other's character. That makes our avatars obnoxious and our real selves cowards. I was named Mookie after Hungarian sheep-herding dogs because I'm similarly rambunctious, bark incessantly, and am a nuisance at the dinner table. Unable to shut the fuck up since birth, I embrace the characterizations loudmouth, blowhard, and provocateur. A former colleague recently told me I tend to say out loud what other people are thinking. Consequences be damned. My zeal seems counter to age-old wisdom. The fool is quintessential moron who de facto talks too much. Silence is golden, or so they say, listening more important than speaking. Surrounded by people who either scream from an anonymized bully pulpit or suffer in silence sitting exposed at their home, I have an enjoyable time shouting from everywhere at everyone. My big fucking mouth has gotten me hired, and my big fucking mouth has gotten me fired. A research scientist I wrote for advised me once that an empty cart makes the most noise, which should have been used as a citation in one of our research papers. Most recently, Substack is yet another way I'm annoying all my friends, family, colleagues, and acquaintances. I get unsubscribed, therefore I am. When my rants perchance differ from the tsunami of bile spewed at the world is intent. My goal is to think things through, give them a spin, and throw them down. I cherish the arduous process, revel in text coming to life. I love adding layers, diving in deep to polish off the top. I know I'm onto something when all I hear is my own echo, knowing the cave is full. Writing these days is akin to buying high and selling low. Few people read, too many write. Everyone has something important to say. Deafened by the noise, blinded by the bullshit, we live in an era of strong opinions, devoid of everyday decency. Meditation is often suggested as an antidote, and I believe it. Sitting on my ass typing gets me where I want to go. Join me